Ravi, Judy, the number of threats to judges nationwide has increased 40% in the last 4 years, according to data from the U.S. Marshals Service. Here in Chicago, federal judges for the Northern District are also seeing an acute rise in threats over many cases related to Operation Midway Blitz rulings. The I-Team sitting down with Chief U.S. District Judge Virginia Kendall to discuss these unprecedented threats to justice.
I've personally seen my own judges on the bench, the number of threats increase significantly.
Chief U.S. District Judge Virginia Kendall speaking out in a rare and candid interview about what she views as an existential threat to the integrity of our democratic institutions.
The whole concept of our entire democracy is based on the three branches of government. And one branch has to be independent of each other branch. But the judges have to be able to not be swayed by public opinion, be swayed by money, be swayed by reputation. They have to be able to do the job and apply the laws.
We've heard from our sources that I think all of the judges that have made rulings in one way or another that had to do with ICE or Broadview, that all of them have been threatened in some way.
No question. And I don't think it matters which side they would have ruled. That's the climate that we're in.
Sources confirming with the I-Team at least 5 federal judges representing high-profile cases have received some form of threats, including Judge April Perry, overseeing a case about National Guard deployment, Judge Sarah Ellis, presiding over a case involving federal immigration agents' use of force, Judge LaShonda Hunt, ruling on fencing outside a Broadview ICE facility, Judge Jeffrey Cummings over a warrantless arrest consent decree, and Judge Laura McNally over a case about conditions inside an ICE facility. The Federal Bar Association recently condemning the rise in threats to judges in the Northern District and across the country, many of them referred to as, quote, activist judges by the Trump administration.
Each of the judges on this bench, they don't go out to be political. They go out saying, I've got my law degree, I've got my oath from the president. It's now time for me to listen to evidence, listen to facts, apply the law, and come to a fair and impartial decision.
Kendall says intimidation has increased year over year, something the clerk of the courts for the Northern District has seen firsthand.
We have seen threats significantly increase. We've seen threats increase both online, through email communication, through phone communication, and it's concerning. The rule of law needs to continue.
The I-Team also speaking with the Assistant Director of Judicial Security for the U.S. Marshals Service, who says he is particularly concerned with silent hunters, people who may not have made any active threat but are triggered to action by violent rhetoric, adding he expects to see an uptick in threats to judges locally because of the intensity of recent immigration-related rulings.
And Mark, like you said, it is very rare for the chief judge to speak out.
It is. In fact, they're forbidden by their code of conduct to speak to the media about any case before them, but she thought it was important enough to take the time because of the rise in threats that they're seeing, even here in the Northern District.
Let that sink in. That is remarkable indeed. Yeah. All right, Mark, thanks a lot.